Everybody, this is my last question for the battle of the genders. We have something very powerful that's going to hit your soul, and I want you to listen and share it with other people. So, fellas, the question that I have for you: how do you feel when you see someone from the other race and they call another man a nigger, or they call one of your sisters a bitch? How does it make you feel in today's society?
It's just a word. We got it?
No, you can stop.
Okay. So, initially, and some of y'all might be upset about this, but initially, it would get to me, it would bother me, but unfortunately, I'm in a mindset where I know that we give too much value to words. And I'm less concerned about the word and the meaning behind it as I am about the action that may follow. So it really kind of depends on the atmosphere, the environment, and the type of hostilities that's being presented. You know, if this is something they're saying and speaking out, you know, I tell my family all the time, you know, it's a word. True. You know, if you give that word power and react, and then throw your life away because of what you want to do to retaliate, then you lose. Okay. So that's the important part of it. Now, I will say though, if it's uttered, and there's other actions behind it that threaten me and my family, that might be another thing. So then that's when I'm getting to the whole self-defense mindset of, okay, now I have to protect my family and everything like that. So it's a whole different thing with that. But with the words themselves.
Now let me ask you this question.
Sure.
What would you say to the young men right now that's like in the age of 19, well I say 15 to maybe 25, that they always use a nigga, bitch, or all type of other language? What would you say to them on camera?
You mean our type?
Yes.
In the terms of endearment?
Yes. What would you say to them?
I mean, I know how it is, that you're just using it as a term of endearment. It's been around forever, but we really have to kind of elevate our mind beyond that. I think that there's so many other things. My brother, my homie, my friend, whatever the case, there's so many other ways you can, create that level of endearment. I think, because all the time they try to use that against us too, right? Where you say it against to each other, why not And I know it's hard to kind of break for that context because it's just been in our generations. But ideally, if you can, just try to look at, try to elevate your mind, like I said, to just using better words of endearment, better terms to kind of address each other. And that's basically what I would say about that.
Okay.
And basically, in today's society, you just have to use common sense because that word, that offensive word, those two offensive words, is going to continue to be around. So if you hear it, yes, is it offensive? Yes. Does it upset you? Yes. But should it wreak havoc in your life? No. And then what I would say to these young men, first thing I would ask them, would you call your mother that? Would you call your daughter that? Think about that. Because like I said, even relationships now between, children and parents in this day and age right now is totally different. It's not the same. It's not that, not the type of fear as far as like fright, but as far as like reverence. That's your mama. The last thing you want to do is say anything offensive to your mama or talk back, period. There wasn't none of that back in the day. Not in my generation. So, I try to continue to talk to these young people out here. Like I said, the temptation's out here, and the devil is just wreaking havoc. He's wreaking havoc. That's why you got to constantly be involved and stay engaged and snoop and spy. I don't care. I'm not your friend. I'm going to be very involved in your life. Yes, I'm going through your room because you ain't paying no rent. This is my house. So everything in here is mine. Even the drawers you got on is mine. But guess what? I call it.
You got to put that foot down.
So basically, you just have to stay engaged. Because like I said, the devil's a counterfeit. He will try to do everything God does. God don't sleep or slumber. The devil doesn't either. So what makes you think you need a break?
True. All right. Now, Nigel, since you came in a little late, I'm going to remind you of the question. Right now, today, how do you feel if someone from the opposite race call another black man a nigger, or he call another black woman a bitch, how does that make you feel now?
Like a white person calls a black person.
Yes.
A nigga, female a bitch. I wouldn't like it. I mean, it's derogatory. You shouldn't say nothing like that. The only problem with it is we do it. So we call our women that, and we call each other that. We use the word nigga loose to each other. We done changed the spelling of the word nigga. And we kind of try to make it cool. But nigga is a bad word. Historically, it's one of the worst things you can call a black person. But we do it so much, white people think it the same way. I remember I was watching this DMX concert. He had this record, Stop, Drop, Shut 'em Down, Open Up Shop. Remember that record?
Oh, no.
And what's the words after that? Niggas wanna lie. Niggas wanna die, right? He was doing Woodstock. But that's all white people. And they was like, niggas wanna die, niggas wanna die. They was saying. And I was like, wow. So because of the rap music and all of which I think is the worst era of rap music ever is now. The rap music got our kids feeling like it's cool, even white boys just say that. And the word bitch, I mean, bitch is the loose word, though, because you can actually.
The females call each other.
Yeah, females.
They call each other.
Yeah, a lot of the young women do it with each
The
other.
young ones, not the old ones.
But there's other ways that
I heard the old ones do it for you.
right? Females, guys. I seen guys talk to the women like that, and they cool with it. And I seen women don't like the word. I seen guys say, "But you crazy," and she like, "Nigga, you crazy." I seen that happen. And then I seen women say that you can use the word when you're in the bed having sex with you, say it to them, and they'll take it and deal with it then. And I seen it. If you call a woman that, it's like cursing her out. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So I don't agree with it. I think that it shouldn't be said. You just gotta find a way to get around to them, to let them know. Which, you know, maybe I kind of gave up, but I gave up on the old schools. I didn't give up on the young people. The old schoolers, for some reason, they have this thing with, they antagonize young people more than help. It's like, the young people are supposed to be our future, right? And if you give up on them, they ain't got nothing else to look forward to. Period. You just gotta find a way to relate to them, because even in a lot of churches and a lot of masjids, they can't pull young people in there because, now don't be funny because I'm saying this, people, this is the truth now. Most of the people that are leading the churches are above 50 and 60, right? They don't know how to relate to young people.
I agree with that.
So they don't know how to pull them in the churches. They're supposed to get young people as part of their community and group to go out there and pull young people in and do what Jesus did. Jesus never had a church. He went to the synagogues in Jerusalem. He went out there on the streets and pulled the sinners and brought them in to the love of God and stuff like that. So they a lot of them just preach from right there, and a lot of the Muslim leaders preach from right there. They don't go out and do stuff like that. So the young people don't see it. It's like, how can we relate to it? So all they got to go to is gangs. That's their family. That's really where they get the love.
That's all they do.
They get the love from the gangs because they're looking at old people like they don't want to deal with me. And then this is another bad thing they got going on. You're a supervisor on your job, right? And you own the company, you this and that. But if you're not a rapper or basketball player, you're not a baller, they're looking at you like, you ain't nobody. I don't want to be no supervisor. I want to be a doctor and a lawyer for. So what? Barack Obama was the president and all this other stuff and everything like that. They don't look at how serious things are. They don't really recognize what puts the food on their stomach and clothes on their back. So when you see them talking like that to women, especially white men, it's because we allow it. We do it.
I agree.
If we stop doing it and turn at him looking like that, I don't talk to him like that, so you better, then it's a difference. But if he see you doing it, he gonna feel it's cool.
That's true. All right, well, ladies, this is the last question for the night. So how does it make you feel when you see someone from the opposite race calling one of your black men that you know or anybody like that, they calling them a nigger, or they calling that woman a bitch? How does that make you feel?
disagree that it's just a word because words have power. There's life and death in the power of the tongue.
Yep.
And not just that, but those words, especially that word that the white people, they use to doubt, to degrade black people and strip them of their identity. It has a stain and a pain behind it that you cannot just pass it away and say, it's just a word. Because words are empowering, words are uplifting, but words can also tear people down. There are many people who have emotional, psychological damage behind words. You can beat them and their bones will heal. But they think of these things, the things that you say to people, they replay them over and over in their head, be it negative or positive. So I totally disagree that words do have a lot of power, and it does do a lot. It does a lot of damage, and it has been doing damage for a long time. So I think that that is a big deal. When I hear people say that, I've never been okay with it. It's just like making fun of people who are different, who have disabilities and things like that. You can't just say it's just a word. If it wasn't, then it wouldn't be a certain thing that's called hate crimes. It wouldn't be a certain thing as people saying it's harassment or things. Those things would not be. It wouldn't be if it was just a word. So it's more than a word. And it's a mindset, it's a behavior. Because what you say out of your mouth, it comes from your heart. There's a feeling. So I think a lot of times when you let your guard down, some people have the propensity to do things beyond the way that just doesn't feel human. I can't imagine how someone can call another person, say that they're not human, but still want to rape them. So why would you want to lay up on top or with someone that you think is an animal and disgusting? I'm completely confused. That's mental illness. And so I can't subscribe to that. That's mental illness. I'm not rolling with that. And the same people that say, they have these trends where they call people out their name, then the same people want to say, you're a queen. Make up your mind. What is it? Make up your mind who you are. Make up your mind what you're going to answer to. Make up your mind what you say out of your mouth.
I want to input this. A lot of people say that's that word. They always give us sticks and stones and break my bones, but words will never hurt you. That's a complete lie. And also, when people are, people, you may not think words can't hurt, but words got a lot. Just like the power in the tongue, man. It got a lot, and it can punch you so hard sometimes, and people don't have a chance to get up from it. So I would definitely want to put an input there. You got to be careful what you say. Even parents, when you have children, even your spouse, when you have a wife or a husband, speak life over that person. You see what I'm saying? Because when a person falls sick or ill, that wife or husband's supposed to be a covering. It's a major. You first got to be married to God first. I ain't preaching, but you got to be married to God first before you in your single life anyway. But once you get to the point where God bless you with someone in your life, you got to speak life over that person, and people don't realize that. You can, when you say your child ain't gonna be nothing, your child really not gonna be nothing. Right. When you say, oh, he just a dog, he gonna be a dog till the day he die. Right. You know what I mean? Okay, exactly. If you say the woman's gonna be nothing but this a piece of something in the sheet, that's all she gonna be just because somebody spoke it.